Did someone say tips? Well, if you're looking for some travel tips in 2023, well, boy, I've got the list exclusively just for you right after this. Okay, so this video will be divided into two segments. So segment one is air travel tips, and segment two will be road trip tips. So segment one will have 10 tips for air travel. Segment two will have 5 tips, which are kind of bonuses for road trips. Okay, so without further ado, let's dive right into the video. Okay, tip number one. You do not need to arrive at the airport 2 hours before domestic and 3 hours before international. I suggest you arrive at least 1 hour and 30 minutes before and 2 hours 30 minutes before for the international trips, and again the 1 hour 30 minutes before domestic, 2 hours 30 minutes before international. That way you don't end up spending a bunch of money for food and drinks and stuff like that at the airport. That's just my personal preference, and I suggest that you do that to save some money from some of the expensive food and shopping places there, which will lead to tip number two. Always bring an empty water bottle. You know, some airport stores like Hudson News and stuff like that can have drinks, but water's the best combination, at least until you can get in the airplane. And if you're flying with airlines like Delta, they'll have to compliment them. But always bring empty water bottles for TSA's security, because you can refill your water bottle after TSA security. Remember 311 liquid rule? Yeah, so that might be able to kept by marijuana, but if you get empty one, they'll let you through it. And you can refill it past the TSA security. It's mainly up for profit, and I guess that's free. Okay, tip number two, bring some snacks. If you want to save some money at the airport, or by not spending too much money on food, I suggest you bring some snacks. And if you're waiting for a while for the flight, you can always eat some snacks, or you can eat it while on the flight if it's a long flight. If you have to pay for some snacks on the plane, and you'll save some money if it's a domestic flight or even an international flight. Okay, tip number four is take off the metal accessories beforehand. So what that means is take off any metal accessories like your belt, any metal accessories on shoes like Crocs, or any sandals while you're in the waiting in the TSA line. That way, people won't have to wait for you to take them off, and TSA will go so much smoother. If everyone did this, TSA line will be pretty smooth here in the US. Tip number five. Bring a copy of your passport for international flights, or even for domestic flights, take a picture of your boarding pass in case you lose it. It's always good to make sure to take a copy of your passport and take a picture of your boarding pass in case you lose either one of them. That way, you will have to reprint them, and you will easily be able to get onto the flight, and the TSA will allow you to. Tip number six. Organize your carry-on. It's always good to organize your carry-on, because again, if you do, it's kind of like take out the metal accessories in the TSA. Well, if you have organized carry-on while you're at home, well, you already be ready, prepared for the TSA line when you get there, and it'll be so much easier to take things out there and get in and out of TSA in less than 10 minutes, depending on how many people are in line, especially if it's a long line. Tip number five. Buy souvenirs at your destination. So always suggest you buy souvenirs at your destination, local town, so that way you will be able to get the high price at the airport, or try to avoid go to tourist places to buy the souvenirs, because those will cost you lots of money. And you can save a couple $100 just by going to local town and hitting gems in the local town and getting some souvenirs on your way back home. At the moment. Tip number 9 Tip number on know their native language if you're traveling international or abroad of the United States. So if you learn the native languages such as, for example, Spanish, French, German, or even Korean, if you're going to Southeast Asia, you'll be thinking thankful to all the locals there. The locals will easily be able to understand you, especially if you're from the U.S. and they'll have a more friendly conversation with you, and they'll really appreciate the way you're ordering food, and they'll be even more impressed. Tip number 2, and book hotels in advance if you're on a cruise, going on a cruise. So the reason why I say this is because if anything happens to Hawaii, especially if in the Midwest or even the East Coast, the weather can delay, or there could be a pilot shortage causing some delay or cancellations flights. So if you book a hotel in advance, get there the day before, you'll be able to save some time and won't have to worry about cancellation delays, and you'll arrive at cruise on time. Okay, this part 2, road trip tips. Plan your route ahead of time. So when planning your route ahead of time, what I mean is plan some rest stops, plan some, some nature walks at the rest stops. Like, so for example, how are you gonna know when you're gonna use the bathroom? Well, if you plan ahead, you can plan some rest stops where there are some bathrooms, and you can also plan ahead by planning your route to avoid traffic and to see some trails and some historical artifacts, kind of like a Route 66. Tip number 2, always bring water snacks. You never know how long that next rest stop will be, or how long the road trip will be, right? And you never know how long the next gas station will be. So always bring some plenty of snacks and water. And maybe, if it's an emergency, you can use the water as a bathroom break as well. So by making water, make a hole in it into a urinary. Tip number 3. Plan some screen breaks. So if you're going out as a family of 4 or 5 or 6, you can easily a babysitter might have the ability to phone the screens. But if you plan your trip ahead, just like a tip number 1, you can always take a nature break by taking a screen break and having all the kids look out the window, except for the driver, of course. But if you're going off the beaten path and traveling, for camping, or if you're going on Route 66, I always suggest that you take a screen break every hour or so, just to enjoy the beauty and nature there is out there on a road trip route. Tip number 4, pack as you're comfortable. You never want to overpack on a trip, but if it can be, it can be tempting to overpack because there might not be many facilities like some showers and stuff. But if you're camping in wonders like a cabin or even a tent, there should be some restroom facilities. There should be shower facilities as well. If it's a cool camping site like Jim Creek here in Washington State. And if you're in a trailer, there should be plenty of the stuff if you're renting it, or if you're doing an Airbnb, or even if you're overseas, there should be plenty of what to have restrooms, showers, and pools and everything. So it's always good to check ahead, and on the hotel's website or the recreational camp website. Tip number 5. Book a hotel in advance. So if you're on Route 66, you're probably gonna most likely take multiple days up to a week or 10 days. So always book those hotels in advance, so that way you can get the best room rate. And also, in addition to that, check for some hotel deals on third-party apps where they'll give you some great deals, and you'll save some plenty of time and money for booking the hotels last minute. And if you're going camping, always check the local fire danger in addition to the camping part, or to make sure that you're not burning on dry grass and causing any fire for the campfire. And you'll know whether or not to bring a bucket of water for next time campfire. And if you also book in advance, you probably get a lower price, and Not only will you get a low price, you'll probably get a better room at a better rate and a better deal. Well, that's gonna do it for this video. My name is Sean, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe down below about the comment section, and I'll see you next time for more videos. Peace.